That's fine. I will keep holding it for you 25.
I was gonna say you could probably just.
Hey, this is not yours. It's mine.
Honestly, you're the only person that offered it to me.
I think. How do you think mine was?
Maybe things.
I can hold it until you can buy it. I don't mind. I mean, it's just chilling on the shelf. I haven't even gotten another one machine yet, so.
With your other 1 million.
I was gonna sell my 45. I think. I think I'll sell my 45.
You can keep an eye on the comments on me. They'll be right.
Apparently we got these for you.
Cool. All right, bro, we need to go. Yeah, that was, we're gonna record. We don't need babies on the show. Have a kiss? Girl.
What hands?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, you ready?
No.
Are you gonna eat all of this?
World is waiting to be.
I found out mine because she didn't want to eat dinner. Like she had strawberries,
Oh,
like she
I
had
know
two
that.
strawberries and
Take those, girl.
Okay, let's go. Come on, let's go. We're gonna take it with us.
You wanna
Come
go to
on.
your room and eat them?
We're gonna take it with us. Come on, we'll take it with us. Come on. Let's go.
Okay, you're not taking.
Okay, look, mommy has one too. Look,
But baby, stop.
look, mommy has one.
Take
Come on,
mom's.
let's go. Come on,
Come on.
come on, let's go.
She said bye to you. All right, bye. Love you.
This is the Bible. Come on, let's go.
Bye, everybody. Well, the good thing is we're all here. So my mom says. Get a haircut, sir?
Yeah. I needed one.
Now that you're a star, sir.
2 months. Oh. Part of your birthday present.
Ooh. Holy shit. Yeah, that's always fun.
What is that?
It's a coin. Of limited 9,995. Man, that is fucking cool. I like how they show you the back of the coin, but it's like they could have just cut it out so you can actually see the back of the coin.
Go through extra printing just to print that.
Let's just show them a picture of the back, that's fine. All right. Let me get the charger and then we can record our dry open.
Who's gonna want to watch a show if it's dry? Oh my lord. Woody? Yeah.
Don't bring your Woody to the table. That's not a problem.
Didn't I just see the hat? Yeah, it's right on the floor right there.
Oh, that's what I was looking for.
I have a very visual memory. So I just have to like.
Let's see. Can we do something about here? Let's have. Oh my god, brand broken. All right, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, that'll have to do.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You ever phone with Yurta?
Yeah.
Do me a favor. All right, so let's talk about this. So for the drawing, I was saying earlier, we should do the drawing. You'll show me the number. I'll document it, and then before we go to our first break, we'll talk about it and then announce the winner.
Alright.
Or I guess we could just do the drawing at announce the winner, but we'll just play the bit like, oh, we're doing it, but then like we'll roll the intro. Like we haven't drawn it yet. We're gonna draw it before we take our first break. You know, blah blah blah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's do my trick. I don't know why I had to make it so complicated. That's my trick. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
You want to be listening?
Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check.
Sounds good. Let me do this real quick. Then Your Instagram, Seth, it's TOYS at the end, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My board.
Somebody have to use that.
Right.
Are we all good?
Great.
So it'll be RNG from that number to that number. So was it 40? All right, let's press record here. Papa bless. Sydney eating a burger in the background is gold.
Who's that?
Eric.
Eric? He's in the stream?
Yep.
Wow.
Remember, he has no girlfriend now, so he can be in the stream.
Well, you don't have to put him on blast like that.
He put you on blast like that.
I was gonna say,
Defending your honor.
he's like never been in the chat and he gets Facebook and all of a sudden he's back.
Now he knows. Can you plug the live stream for me, too?
No.
That's not very nice. Oh, that's Coraline. That's cool. Alright. Yeah, we can keep that until we do this. We'll do it right here. Yeah. All right, you guys saw all the figures and stuff. Show sheet. Okay. 3. Let me find this together.
What's with this?
It's a relief loop, but you lean on the board. You're just pulling it out here.
Well,
Okay, 3,
oh.
2. Well,
What's up, guys? No, I'm just kidding.
hang on.
If you get rid of that, I'm really pissed. That was awesome.
I did.
It was great.
3, 2. As a in-person podcast, we have problems that in-person podcasts have. Usually, while we record, maybe my daughter's going crazy in the background. We're not in a studio or anything like that, or sometimes people run late. Sometimes car troubles happen, and Dean, we had some car trouble. We got a flat tire today.
Sucks. Yeah, dude, like, what? Not even 10 minutes away?
Which is very fortunate, because if you were 30 minutes away, I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was more than 12 minutes away, I would have been like, eh.
Well, you're a bad person.
And so we obviously have a great show here today, but we do have a certain Hot Toys giveaway that we're going to do, sponsored by our good friend Seth here. It's the Hot Toys Civil War Black Panther. Let's queue up the RNG. We have 105 members here on the Ox. We have a list of all those members, and there's no strings attached. If you win the figure, we'll send it to you. We got to get the box from storage. It'll take about a week. Tax-free, no purchase necessary. Must be 18 years or older of age to enter.
And draw that fine print in there.
Let's roll the drawing, and we'll see who won.
Awesome.
It better be my sister.
Watch it, Steph.
Right?
Okay. All right, 3, 2. All right. What am I doing? My own intro. I'm just thrown off right now. Okay, 3, 2. Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
What's that?
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
Yeah.
We are going to announce the winner around our first break of the show. If you're a regular listener, you know that's usually about 30 minutes in. So bear with us for a little bit.
Skip?
Right? Skip to the winner. No, we want to, this is a draw that's RNG. It could take like 1 second. So we got to kind of preheat the oven before we put the turkey in.
I want to talk to the winner right now.
Really?
You're listening, and you don't even know that it's you.
Yes, that is.
So congratulations, you won.
Yeah, congratulations. Now, obviously, with the car trouble, we are running behind schedule on the live stream, and,
Yeah, my bad.
and we're eating while we're recording, which is totally acceptable under the circumstances. So please bear with us. But Dean, we have a segment that all of the best shows start with. It's personally my favorite segment.
Yeah.
Would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, we all know what it is.
Yes.
You guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week. We're actually getting really good at that.
I know we have nailed it.
So what I got new this week was this awesome NECA Coraline figure.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even know it was out. And I went to Alien World and they had them.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I'm not even gonna wait. I know Alien Worlds marks it up a little bit. I looked online, it wasn't that much, so I was like, fuck it. And I bought it.
This is by NECA, right?
Yeah. Coraline from Leica Studios.
Oh, you didn't know that?
Super cool. Well, I watched a few reviews after I bought it, and it's a wireframe body, so I'm a little weary that after, I guess it would deteriorate whether I have it out or not anyway.
You mean like the actual puppet?
Yeah.
It's like a wire through the skeleton?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was a little worried about messing with it. I'll probably just end up opening it eventually, but yeah, it has like different. If you buy the other figures of her, I think there's 2 other ones. You can swap the faces out, so you can have her like doing different stuff. It's pretty cool. But I love that movie. I watched it for the first time this last Halloween.
Nice.
I was a little late to the party, but I went to. I was home alone, and I was like, I want to watch something kind of creepy. And so I typed in Netflix Halloween, and it popped up, and it was amazing. So I was like, I need this figure when it popped up. Not even that long ago. I think I talked about it when they announced it. And then Manny sold me some Game of Thrones figures.
Uh-huh.
I need to give him a cereal.
Shout out to Manny. He's in the chat. He was making me die laughing.
Is he?
He's like, I want someone to look at me the way Dean looks like at the burger.
Oh, okay.
And they say this should be called Meaty Weekly.
Well, he's a bad person, so.
But
You were just saying how good he is.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
you were just calling him an angel.
Yeah. Anyway, he saw me some Game of Thrones figures, and then I picked up this Figma Mako. I forgot how to say it.
Oh, that one?
From Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
It's really freaking cool, really beautiful. I've been after it for a while, and then it sold out. And I had a couple of people tell me they pre-ordered it for me, but it just never showed up.
Don't damage those are.
That's amazing.
Okay, there we go.
And I thought I was SOL, and then our buddy Jason Juarez posted it on Ox. He was like, "Hey, I'm going to be at the toy show.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I have." And I messaged him right away. I was like, "Dude, do not sell that." I actually traded for it because I've been pretty broke. And then also new this week was a flat tire. So
Yay.
super excited. What about you guys?
Well, before Steph goes on, I'm going to interrupt you, but I wanted to talk about the desk that you got.
Oh, yeah.
Because you've wanted a desk as long as I've known you.
Yeah,
And there were almost every time I think that you did some serious hobbying, you would just bring it to my house because we had a table. And even just like basic model kit building, like even if I was having to babysit the baby, you'd come over and model while I was watching the baby. And that's how we really became friends, like from the hobbying stuff. And you have a desk now, and I will say that you've had an explosion of creativity. I've been very proud because that first day you got the desk, you were showing me like all these crazy figure art posing, and like I was like, God damn, you can pose some figures. You were showing, you obviously made the Son Goku drawing for me for my birthday.
Right.
How is it having a desk? I mean, I feel like you're like Mr. Creative now.
It's
You're
so
like
amazing. Yeah. Because I went to art school. Thank God I stopped. So I've just always been a really creative person, and not having a proper workspace has been agonizing.
Mhm.
But I moved into the condo a little over 2 years ago. And just getting situated. I moved out of my parents' house, so I didn't have anything of my own. So it's like buying plates, buying just everything you need. Kind of like a desk was the last thing.
Yeah.
And then finding the perfect desk was also a challenge. And it's funny that you mentioned it because yesterday I was looking on Facebook Marketplace just for other shit, but it
Because you've been looking at desks.
yeah, it shows you all the desks. Dude, there's so many freaking desks now that I bought one. It pisses me off. I'm like, where were all these bastards selling desks the past year?
Where was Facebook with all those desks? Why didn't you like talk to your
It's,
phone?
and they're like, and they're so cheap too, like under what I wanted to pay. I actually ended up getting that desk for $70.
Yeah.
It's a really nice, beautiful black glass desk.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not complaining because it is the perfect desk. But it's just like, it took so long. And then now there's more desks than I could even pick from. So
Tune into the next episode of Desks Weekly, starring Dean.
yeah,
We're
I'll
always
just talk
talking
about
about
different
desks.
desks. Yeah.
So what makes the perfect
So
desk?
Rich.
It
Anyways,
has to be the right height.
Yeah.
Seth, what do you got?
So I actually picked up, what did I pick up? I got Awakening Goku.
Good
coming,
figure.
And I have Super Saiyan Trunks. I think that's it.
And training gear or?
Yeah.
Nice.
So there's a few pickups, nothing huge this week.
Were those local pickups or?
No, they're coming from BBTS. So
Speaking of BBTS, I really want that, the blue jacket trunks, the original first appearance trunks.
Me too.
I like the super one with the exception of the head sculpt, like with that really weird blue color in the hair.
Yeah.
And that weird Play-Doh looking spaghetti hair. And they have the premium color second release
It's a
for like
beautiful
really cheap.
figure.
I'm tempted to get it
BTS has it?
for $35.
No way.
it's not bad at all.
Because they're like $50-$60 after market.
No, you're probably thinking of the 1.0. The 2.0 has like way less hands. It has like 5 hands versus like 15.
Well, the 2.0 is better anyway because they
Well, yeah.
scabbard.
Yeah.
The scabbard would always break and like wouldn't stay
Yeah.
in place.
So I'm going to hold up. I'm gonna chat. Seth says they didn't bring me food. I offered you this second chicken sandwich. You're welcome to have it right now. Would you like it?
No, okay.
It's delicious, by the way. Shout out before we do anything else. Shout out to Subway for this Hawaiian roll chicken sandwich.
God,
It's
I'm trying
incredible.
to catch
Subway.
up.
Subway. You said Subway.
I'm sorry,
Sonic.
Sonic. We have Eric in the chat as well. It's really good to see him in the chat for the first time in a long time, and hopefully not the last time. I got this Banpresto Uzaru. This is from the Ichiban Kuji line. About this new show, which is going live this Friday. It's Small Talk Bike Collecting Weekly, which is going to be a really great show hosted by Damien and Dylan. They've been doing a lot of work on that show, so we're really excited for that. But this is a really cool figure. I mentioned last week that I sniped it on eBay, and I was worried the guy was going to back out on the deal, but here it is, and it's a stunning figure.
That's pretty amazing.
I did a review. It's on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/collecting.
It was a good review. I really liked it.
I really feel like
It was such a good review. I bought a tripod for my phone so I can make reviews.
I feel like I really am. I'm not a good reviewer by any means, but I feel like this review was a really good step in the right
You know what my
direction.
favorite thing about your reviews is?
My
You don't
beautiful
put your
voice.
fucking hands all over it when you're reviewing it.
Well, I have the lens roller mic stand as any professional would, but
Right.
yeah. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. In the first edit, I finished the edit like maybe like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Rewatched it, and one of the edits, I don't know why. I was like, this is so cool. I'm gonna do this. I had my like a clip of me putting the figure for the comparison in like with my hand, like placing it, and then a clip removing it. But it was like 1 second placing, 1 second removing, and like 3 seconds of the thing. And I was like, that is such a douchey shot. I don't know why, but like it made it past the first like 3 cuts, and then finally I was like, no, like this has got to go. I don't know why I thought this was okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially with something like this where there's no articulation. There's
Yeah.
really no point to having your
yeah,
hands in it.
and with my reviews, I really don't want to focus on articulation. I know there's a lot of reviewers that do that. I just like showing it off, maybe some cool poses.
9 times out of 10, unless it's like a figure arts, I really don't give a shit about.
Yeah, and this figure actually got a certified crispy ranking, which We've just released a t-shirt, Certified Crispy by Collecting Weekly. It's a really nice little shirt design. And we'll talk a little bit more about TeePublic here in a bit. The Stealth Suit Far From Home Deluxe figure and regular have been put up for pre-order on Sideshow. $235 buys you the regular, $305 buys you the deluxe. The difference there is the Molten Man base, which a third-party company called Studio Hive Base is making. And I think that's kind of expensive for the base.
It was a little
Now, the only comparable thing I think we have to this is the Dark Side Anakin. And I think that was like a $50 increase. And obviously the fact that they're commissioning a third-party company to do this, I think does increase the cost by some amount. But it's not that different of a base than things they've done in the past. And it makes me wonder why they decided to bring in a third-party company. And by third-party, I mean not like a knockoff company, like a third company to make this. It just seems kind of odd. The suit itself doesn't look amazing to me. And the price of $235 when we just got the tech suit bare bones released for really cheap, the movie promo version, is kind of expensive to me. There's no head sculpt, it's just a figure, some hands, some eyes. But what do you guys think about the release? I mean, I know there's a lot of people that really like this figure, but for me it's just kind of meh.
I love this figure. I love the design of this figure. I don't know, maybe I'm just in the minority here, but I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And I am totally down to get it. But not for that $305 price. I don't think it's worth it for the Molten Man base.
Yeah.
Considering it doesn't do anything, does it light up at all?
I haven't.
At least the Anakin one.
think, but it might light up. I didn't check that far into it. But,
It's an easy pass for me, just because it's not iconic Spider-Man looking, you know.
I think a lot of people are saying that you can make a noir Spider-Man from this, but.
Like there's
Will you,
trench coat on.
Seth, will you wait to see the movie to see if you pre-order this, or are you going to pre-order this before?
I might pre-order before, but do it through like BBTS. But wait, they said that they're not charging any non-refundable deposit right off the bat,
Yeah,
are they?
so that's a good point. So with this figure, there's no, at least as of yesterday, it was last time I checked, there was no NRD. And the way that the customer service said that works is you can commit to the figure and you don't get charged a quote unquote NRD until you make that first payment, which is obviously a ways away.
Yeah.
And that first payment, once you've made it, you know, even if you make like 2, 3, 4 payments, whatever, that first payment locks you into a $20 NRD, is I think what the customer service said. So it's an interesting thing. I wonder if it was a glitch and they're like, it's kind of more embarrassing to take it back. Let's just run with it.
Yeah.
This figure is coming out July 2020 to September 2020, which means if you pre-ordered it today, technically you would have until April to make up your mind before that first payment charged.
Yeah.
And I think the latest that you can schedule a payment is like the 25th of April. So definitely.
So that's still a fair amount of time that you could go see the movie and then decide if you still want to.
I think by then the movie will probably be out on like Blu-ray by then, right?
So, I mean,
That movie comes out, what, in 2 weeks?
yeah.
Probably. So that's those are my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
There's also a new figure coming out. This is third party, but staying with the Marvel trend here. It's by a company called M Minifigures. It is Old Man Cap. They have 2 versions. 125 buys you the basic figure. 150 buys you the bench version. This is such a. I will say a lot of people are huge fans of this figure. I've seen a lot of people said they want to buy it, but to me this seems like such a pointless figure. The 1/6 scale orthotics, so I think those are going to be super, super, super rare. Have some 6 scale orthotics.
Yeah.
But no, you guys have anything to say about this? I think it's just.
I think it's boring. It's really, I mean, it's a weird figure to be like, you know what, we're totally going to jump on this Old Man Cap.
Yeah. I will say the head sculpt did not look bad though.
No, it looked really good. I mean, they did a good job, but I mean, how many people are really going to go, you know what, I need Old Man Cap?
Bro, you would be surprised. I know people that have.
People are weird though, so they'll surprise me.
Yeah, so 3.0 has had a pretty good week. They showed off the Brand the Broken. 198 buys you the basic version. 208 buys you the deluxe Warg head version. I think it was kind of odd. I think it was Seth that pointed this out in the pre-order pictures. They show him standing with all his accessories. It's like, well.
I will say, it's such a well done figure looking
Completely
at it.
agreed.
Like the materials, the outfit,
Yeah, they really killed it.
It's
The dagger looks beautiful.
it's awesome. That being said, hard pass.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
it's just like
specifically
he's not interesting enough to
hard pass, because in the comments of brand, people were commenting like, "Are you going to make this figure? Are you going to make this figure?"
Yeah.
3-0 confirmed that they're working on a season 7 Daenerys, which is going to be pretty neat. And they also confirmed that Tormund and Jaime 2.0 are in the works. So a lot of people were really, really stoked on that one. And the comment specifically that they replied to for Jaime was him in the Lannister battle armor.
Yeah.
So if they make that figure,
That's a grail for you.
that is, I'm in such a rut with collecting. We'll talk about it a little bit, but I'm in such a rut right now. Like I really would need that, because at this point I'm like, I'm gonna cancel Jon Snow. Like I'm just like,
We're about to cancel the show.
no, the show will go on. I can talk.
We'll start fucking collecting stamps, guys. Don't worry.
Actually, funny enough, when I searched Collecting Week a long time ago
God.
on Google, the pamphlet or something like that was called Stamp Collecting Weekly. So we beat them now, but still, shout out to Stamp.
Yeah,
Collecting
take
Weekly.
that, stamps.
Yeah.
We win again. What else have we beat stamps in?
Every-
It's Parks and Rec.
The Asmus Gandalf crown figure has gone up for pre-order, and
Okay.
I got a bone to pick with this figure.
I don't get it.
So the whole you don't get the price, you don't get what do you get?
Yeah, because
Okay, so first off, I want to say this: they put this figure for pre-order $350 right off the bat. Gasp! But it really annoyed me because they said details coming later, and it's like, bro, if you're telling me you're charging me $350 for a 1/6 scale cloth figure
that you've made before.
that you've made 2 versions before, one of which was extremely subpar compared to the prototype, talking about Gandalf the White,
Uh,
the second of which was pretty okay.
well, they didn't
Don't-
release Gandalf the Great twice. The
No.
regular one and then the slim.
No, they said they were going to revisit Gandalf in the slimline, but I think they're doing it just in Crown.
Oh,
I think they may have said they're
so
revisiting in the future.
opposite.
They're going up in price, yeah.
Yeah.
So $350. Now I think they have a really good marketing team behind this, because they said like this figure is going to be hand finished by artists, the head artist, or they're going to instruct people in the factory how to do it. And I like how they say
My ex-girlfriend was a head artist.
I like how they say they're either going to finish it themselves or teach the people in the factory themselves. It's like, whoa, for $350, which one is it? Like, I need to know now.
I know you're professional, but I'm sad you didn't laugh at it.
I'm a
Those
consummate
great.
professional. So for $350, like we roasted Cap at $274 in-game Cap. Now Hot Toys
No,
puts
you
out
roasted.
beautiful
Yeah.
figures for anywhere from $180 to $275 that are cloth. I'm truly curious what Asmus is going to add to this final package
Well,
to
wasn't
try
this-
to justify $350.
Wasn't this head to toe rooted hair?
I don't know, head to toe. I don't know about just the head.
Head to toe. He
Um,
pulled out his pants. He has
so
no hair.
they it is rude. That's what they're saying.
Getting off the great indeed.
So they say it is rooted, and obviously there is a cost to that. Now I think that when Hot Toys does quote unquote rooting, I think it's a little different than what I think Asmus is going for, which is like a more traditional rooting, where like kind of like the big customizers are doing. So I think
It
that
looks-
there potentially could be some justification for the cost, but I will say the fact that they aren't telling us what this is coming with, and the fact that they've like just really not done well from prototype to final product,
Yeah.
I'm really
That's what I was about
questioning
to
this,
say. It looks
like,
fantastic.
if you're telling me that Hot Toys can put out even a really, I think, overpriced Cap at $280, which is beautiful with whatever, obviously they probably have master painters, and they may have some people that work on the line that are just kind of like
Master painters.
quote unquote unskilled laborers. Okay, that's cool with the second jokes. It's like 4 and 20 minutes. And so if you're telling me that they can put out those figures for those prices, and those are even the sideshow inflated prices, yet Gandalf for $350 in their quote unquote crown series that is hand master crafted, like I just think the marketing behind it is a little suspect, and
Well,
people
let's
are
see
buying
what
into
the
this.
more details are.
Well, let's do the more
Maybe it
details
comes with
are.
a damn horse. You don't know.
Now that was pretty cool, but I feel like it's not going to. Like, if you had a big thing like that to include with this, you would put it out there already.
Well, what if they're just dotting the i's, crossing the t's? I think you're going a little too overboard with this.
Okay, well, if you spend less time in the show thinking about sex jokes, more time following my train of
It feels
thought.
like you're taking it personally, which is
I am taking it personally.
I
This is
don't
a lot of money. So their normal releases were, 180-ish. Slim releases at 120. For 350, that's almost 3 times the price of
Right.
a slim figure.
No,
You're gonna tell me this is like that much better? I will say props to them. They said that if you have the original head of the, if you had the old one, you wanted to just buy just the head of the Crown series, you could have upgraded by showing them your, like the numbers on the Gandalf. It was like individually numbered. That they would honor that. So that is pretty cool. I will give them that. But I just think this is really expensive, and I can't see a company like Asmus, which puts out pretty good figures every once in a while, an amazing figure, justifying this price. Obviously, you don't agree with what I'm saying. Seth, do you agree, disagree?
No,
Don't think I have a dog in this fight because I'm just not interested in the figure. So
100% agree with you. I just think you're taking it.
I am taking it personally. I
Very
really
personal.
wanted this figure, but this is like a stupid price. This
this
is
week on Soapbox Weekly,
that's what this show is. That is what this show is.
Yeah, I feel like we really need to see. You're 100% right. You should not have details later, details now. Give me a reason why you're charging this much.
Because there's a non-refundable deposit, so it's like
Yeah.
we need the details.
Also, it's like, is it just Gandalf with a sword? Like,
Exactly. You don't know what it could be. Gandalf with all 3 staffs, die-cast swords, etc. That would be cool.
right.
Maybe like an LED function in one of the staffs. Like I'm not saying it's impossible for them to justify 350, but
Tell me why.
even
When it
like
goes up.
SDCC is not that far away. Like, don't announce this before SDCC and make people pay to secure it and kind of put this false hype behind like, oh, super limited quantity figure, this, that. Like, let people see it at SDCC, make their decision, and then decide if it's worth it or not.
yeah.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Mervin had an interesting take. He said, at $350, I'd rather invest in a premium statue and not a 1/6 figure of Gandalf. That's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good
You
point.
could get some really nice statues for $350.
Like, and I've even said like I don't think Hot Toys diecast Iron Man are worth $350. So like that territory to me is like the top shelf of 6 scale right now, $350. And for Asmus to like just come out of nowhere and say like, oh yeah, like don't worry, trust us, details later.
Yeah, because what did Thanos retail?
405, 410 maybe.
And that's a
That's a
much
massive.
larger figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, diecast Iron Man are 350, right? I think.
405 to 420 for
Okay.
now.
Alright, fuck me then. No, I'm just saying, like, for just $50 more, you get
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is going to
really?
be a almost perfectly executed prototype to master to
Right.
final product.
yeah. That's where my hang up is. It's like, you could take all the best pictures in the world of your prototype, but that needs to translate, which rarely ever does.
With most companies.
Even with Hot Toys, there's always, like, with
Yeah.
Obi-Wan,
Or like
people are all
T'Challa.
up in arms, yeah. So it's like,
T'Challa.
you gotta bring your A game all the way through.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, so I'm with you.
I will say Asmus is stepping up their game lately, but this is like you're in the big boy leagues if you're charging $350 for a figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
saying. I will say their Gimli was fantastic though. That was a really well done figure at a really good price.
Most of their stuff is really nice.
Tamashii Nations confirms that as part of their world tour, they will be selling Dragon Ball bases for the figures, and they look gorgeous.
Really?
They're like now the one thing is, though, I saw different stars on the bases.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's random because obviously, like the 4-star ball is going to be a hot ticket item.
Weirdos.
You watch Dragon Ball; that's the most important one.
I mean, it's not more important than the others. It's just like the one they just happened to get from his grandpa.
Just like the whole point of the show, and he gets it to go on.
Yeah, no, but
He's
after that, it literally has no weight in the show.
well, that's where I'm at right now on the show, and it's fantastic. And I should never.
I'm just saying, like, it's not-
Don't come at me like that in front of my
There's
friends.
7 of them, and they're all equally important.
That's true.
So that is
It's
really
like
cool.
you
So
have to have the fourth one to summon the dragon. Sorry, guys. No, you eat all of them. Look, it's taking everything so personal. We had a
been
good
mean to me
morning.
all week.
What are you talking
I had to
about?
rescue you. He's been so mean to me all week. All week I've been sending him. I sent him a picture of my shelf, and he says, "What do you say?" You're like, "Oh, not
It's
great." And you're like, "Oh, it's all right." Like totally kill my confidence. So, next time something happens, maybe there's other friends we can call. New releases: the Wakandan throne is in imminent arrival status from Sideshow. I know that is a really, really cool design. Android 21 has been released by Figuarts. Seth, you were saying you actually kind of like the design of this character.
I kind of do, just because I think she'd go good with
Oh, the
Majin Buu, but I don't know if I need her because she's not in the show.
Right, she's in the game.
Yeah.
Fighter Z.
Is it Fighter Z or the other one?
I think it's Fighter
I think
Z.
it's Fighter Z.
I think it's. Yeah.
Regardless,
I don't know.
Yeah.
she's in a game.
She's in
It's
one of the
a
Dragon Ball
canonical
games.
character.
Yeah. But she does look really cool, so I
That's
don't know.
pretty badass.
Yeah.
Also, the more and more I look at Boo, the more I want one.
Dude,
But I
Boo's
don't even
awesome.
like Boo.
But Boo's
But like
awesome.
that figure is so.
You're talking about the
well
evil
done.
Boo?
Yeah, Super Boo.
Yeah.
Super Boo, yes.
He was so awesome.
I still gotta get the fat one. That's on my list as well.
Oh, okay. That
Mole
figure is
Risk-
also really awesome too.
Yeah, I'm excited
I
about
just-
that one.
Like, was never a fan of Boo
Yeah.
in general. Like the whole saga is not great to me. But they just like knocked those figures out of the park. Also, they're like gigantic, so it's like the
Yeah,
bigger
they're
figures
yeah,
are really
it's
cool.
well done.
But like, damn. Also, I have the what do you call that? Gohan. Mystic Gohan.
Ultimate Gohan.
Ultimate Gohan. So I'm like kind of like maybe I should get a Boo.
You should just get it.
Yeah.
You want me to
The,
You have it?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, shit.
He's awesome.
The mold with speeder was released. I think last week it was just the single pack mold. This week the speeder DX figure was released.
Very cool.
The more I see of this figure, the less I like it.
It's so bad.
I just have to say it again. I have to reiterate. I really think that Sideshow took the cake here. Now I will say, on a positive note, we've been talking with PJ. He runs the YouTube channel, The Paradox Nerd, and really cool guy. He put up a really, really good video review of the mole with speeder version. So if you want to check that on YouTube, it's The Paradox Nerd channel. That man can make some goddamn reviews. I feel like it's something to aspire to,
Like
to be
PJ,
like.
PJ?
No, not PJ.
Oh.
Our PJ Espy on the group. Really, really good reviewer, and I certainly have those reviews to look forward to trying to get to that level. So definitely check out his review. The Killmonger was shown overseas in Asia at a convention, and I personally hate everything about the way this thing looks. I will preface it by saying that I don't have this on pre-order, but I know a few members in Ox that messaged me and said they were going to cancel it after some of those pictures. I know Nick was one of those guys. What do you guys think about the pictures of Killmonger?
He looks kind of bad.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping it's just really bad photos because I still have mine on pre-order. Granted, it's at BBTS and I haven't paid any NRD on it.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
It's not that bad.
It's not
It's
terrible.
definitely not as good as
Yeah.
like the promo shots, but I mean,
Well, the one thing that I thought was interesting is I've only seen the movie once, so I literally have no dog in this fight.
it's just
But I
not
saw
that
some
good.
pictures of the suit from the movie. They were comparing like the pictures from the suit from the movie, and it almost looked like the effect that the one that we saw at the show, which was totally different from the one at last year's SBCC or NYCC. It almost looked like when Black Panther's suit gets hit, like that electrical glow effect that goes through the suit.
Mhm.
It almost looked like the suit was in that form, like with the electrical effect going through it. And most of the pictures of the suit from the film when he's not in battle, those lines are like not even there, or like they're very faint. And looking at the figure at the show, some people say, "Oh, it could be lighting." It's like, no, like that is not lighting.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It looks like a new body that they put in there, and I don't know. Some people put like, "Oh, that's because it's the new neon tech Black Panther," and I was like, "That's pretty funny."
That's
So,
hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't look so bad. Although I will say, in the new pictures of it, the gold like leopard print,
it's not there. It doesn't look like it's there.
it,
Yeah. It's really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It just looks weird.
I'm
It
not
doesn't
saying-
look bad, but I don't know. I saw it and I was just like,
Sideshow should just make it better.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. The last week there was a big sale. Maybe it was the week before. There was a big sale at ThinkGeek. They're moving facilities they're moving into the GameStop facility, and a lot of people were getting the QMX Picard for like dirt cheap. Like I think like $100.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that got theirs from that sale have issues with staining on the neck. Now, QMX has kind of released this email that they've pretty much been sending to everyone. They say, thank you for the time for reaching out to us. We're sorry to hear that you're not happy with your Picard figure. It's possible that some figures may incur a slight dye transfer to the body. This is typical for 1/6 scale figures, and I totally agree with that. Like most of my Hot Toys that have cloth touching plastic, it will stain. Now they do say though that it is not a defect nor cause for return or exchange, which is odd because I know Sideshow's pretty good about exchanging those when they do have that issue. And they say that we are only able to process damage and defective claims that are purchased directly from our website. They do also continue on saying that they don't have any head sculpts available for replacement, but I think it's kind of odd because I feel like I see a lot of their stuff in ThinkGeek to the point where I think that ThinkGeek is probably an authorized retailer. And for them to just basically say like, oh, well, if you didn't buy it from us, we're not warranting it, I think that's kind of BS.
Yeah.
Ian does have a listener's take on that, so let's hear what he has to say. And when we come back, we will give our thoughts and do the drawing for the Black Panther.
Cool. Yeah, Jason just posted the QMX Picard. I wonder how it is.
So let's download this.
Awesome.
To come in on the whole QMX thing, the stained sculpts, Picard. Now, when I saw it, the staining was quite bad, but it looked like it was all going to be covered by the collar. So, to me, it can't be livable. If you can't see it, no harm, no foul kind of thing. If it started to bleed up onto the chin and bits like that, you can 100% see it. Yeah, of course, that's terrible.
He just put
But it's not like they've turned around and said, we've got a shitload spare, we're just not replacing it. Then they did turn around and say,
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
so, I mean, for me, there's lots of figures. It seems to be red. There's a lot of red stuff that bleeds. Just as soon as you get it, stick it in some hot soapy water and try and draw out as much of the dye as you can. Obviously without completely changing its colour. But yeah, it's shitty, but there's not a lot you can really do with it. And if it turns up like that, I mean, that's one of the reasons Hot Toys put the plastic around the neck. They never used to do that. But yeah, so it's shitty, but you kind of got to just get over it, because they haven't got any left.
Play the ice cream man of the video too.
What?
Okay. 3. Seth, you got the random ready?
Oh.
Okay, 3, 2, and 1/2. Because I know someone will complain. Okay, 3, 2, and we are back.
Yeah, guys, I won the drawing, so point in continuing.
Well, I think Ian has a good point. I mean, there's really nothing they could do. I mean, at this point, they're obviously this is a figure that's probably close to selling out everywhere.
Yeah.
It's been out for a while. Shit has run dry. It just really stinks. I mean, you think you're getting a deal, you got to figure it's like that. I guess it's weird though, because the pictures that I'm seeing, it's like they put the wrap on there, but it's still bleeding underneath the wrap. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's not even dye. Or maybe they noticed after the fact and put that on there to prevent it from getting worse, which is even, I don't know, maybe we just discovered a conspiracy.
Yeah.
My God, the QMX is
because
an assassin.
Jason in our group just posted it.
Yeah, he literally just got it.
Like, literally when we started this, he posted it.
Yeah.
And
So-
I went and looked, and sure enough, it's,
To play devil's advocate here,
oh,
you get it for $100 basically, because it's 50% off.
okay.
So, I mean, at least you didn't pay the $200 price tag for it to have that issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is like a little bit of silver lining. You didn't pay full price just to have this figure come and it's already damaged.
Yeah.
So
Now, I'm not terribly familiar with QMX. Are they like? Do they have issues like this all the time? Or?
Well, I think most companies have this issue. I mean, like I said, Hot
I-
Toys
yeah,
specifically.
I
will say, Sideshow, I have to say, I don't think I've ever had an issue with my Sideshow figures doing this. Like the Black Jedi Luke outfit,
and Nick.
any, like the Boba Fett, you know, any Sideshow that I've had, I don't think I've ever had that issue.
So
So,
my clone troopers are.
yeah, the clone, crispy even.
Sort of-
Let's talk about this giveaway real quick. So, you, Seth, were very generous, of course, to donate this figure. This is the Hot Toys Civil War Black Panther. You promised maybe like 3 or 4 months ago that once we had 100 members, you would donate a Hot Toys to the group. And
Yeah.
it seems to have been pretty well received,
mm,
this figure. People are checking in throughout the day, like, oh, I'm on the list. That's great. Thank you so much. And we obviously have, we're at 105. We had a bunch of people that tried to come in today, and it's like, well, we're doing a drawing. You guys can come in after the drawing because I don't think that that's fair.
yeah.
I wanted to plug your Instagram because this was such a cool gift. And I will say this. This is a cool thing, and it's not something that we can do often. And because of that, I wanted to make this like a thing. And I was going to do like a month-long contest where you could like, everyone gets an entry for being an Ox, but like if you buy a t-shirt, you get an entry, you follow all the hosts, you get an entry.
Yeah, I saw you.
It was like, it was not a bad thing, but Ian and Manny specifically were like, well, we said that we would do this drawing once we got this number, and we got this number. Now it's like, well, you got to do a bunch of extra shit. So for you guys, if you win tonight, you can be very thankful because I would have drawn the shit out for as long as possible because it's not every day that you can give away Hot Toys. So
Yeah, it's Zach likes to make things way more difficult.
I really do.
That's just it's a character thing.
But you know, I mean,
That's
I've ran contests in the past, and I will say I tried to do it on Gleam, which is like where everyone's doing it, and that shit is not very fun. It kept canceling. Like I would do it, I get to the end, like, ready to save it, boom, it would crash.
That's crazy.
It was a nightmare. Do you have your phone with you? Can you videotape this magic moment for somebody?
Oh.
We get a B-roll camera.
Well, no, it's all the way over there.
We're recording right now, so can you do this?
Yeah,
or
I
not?
can't reach it.
All right, just run it. It's difficult. You can't reach anything. So we are doing, now, I know, Dean, you asked why did I give starting number at 101?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Now, I don't believe this, but there are some people that say true randomness cannot be done if you have like people with single digit, double digit, and triple digit. I think that's a bunch of BS. But in the name of true randomness, we gave everyone a number that's triple digit. So that's the reason why.
Makes sense.
So that's just to film Seth's face, or
No, film. Well, you film it sideways first off. We're professionals.
So Seth looks so good in this.
Okay, come on. Let's get the mic going. Let's get this
Hey
done.
man,
Okay.
Okay, so let's just do it once, and whoever wins will say their name. So whenever you're ready to start recording.
I've already started.
Okay, go ahead and do it.
A pain in the ass.
161.
Ooh, number 161.
Oh, I was 163.
Oh, that's Dean. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
161.
161.
Michael Cliff.
No idea who that is.
With one of our honored auxiliary members. So, Michael, we will get with you. We have the Black Panther box and everything in storage. So it'll be about a week and a half before we can get this out to you. But send me your address on auxiliary and we will get this out. You have, how long does he have to claim the prize? Like 48 hours.
Yeah.
You have 48 hours to claim the prize.
48 hours. If you haven't got with us, we will give it to somebody else. Because
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
163. Just a random number.
It won't be 163.
Well,
We will
that
redraw.
is our drawing. We thank you guys for joining us. we will take a quick break and we will be right back.
Yeah.
All right, we'll look up where this guy's from.
I've never heard of him. Yo, I guess I'm not sure seen this.
No, because you're being mean.
This shit like that.
No, I won't. I can't.
I'm gonna hear there's a chat.
Actually, Michael, we're covering $30 shipping. Watch, he's not even in the group anymore. You son of a bitch. Who is this guy? Oh, I think it's one of Ian's friends. Oh, they have that shit little bitch too. Alright, yeah, that's fine. We'll give him an amount of time to answer. Please.
You said 2 days.
Well, yeah.
48 hours.
Alright, well, we're gonna have to shift the pitch. We're gonna have to start a GoFundMe for this. Okay, 3. Where am I gonna be at? Okay, 3, 2. Oh, actually, 3. And we are back. Congratulations, Michael. That is going to be a very cool addition to your collection. We look forward to getting it to you. Now, I got the Mark 50, and I just really don't know how I was feeling about it. And I think I mentioned it last week that I was really having doubts about it. And as the week has gone by, I called Sideshow and talked to them. And I will say they're, obviously that was within the return period. And I thought it was kind of odd. You lose your NRD if you return it, which is weird because you already bought it.
Yeah.
I know you brought that up.
Yeah, I had, we'll talk about it a little bit later.
Well, we got
Manny brought up the NRD thing, and my thing was, well, the NRD is so you pay for it, right? Like it's like your kind of contract. It's I want to buy this figure, hold it for me, pay it off, you get it. Then if you don't like it, I feel like that agreement is already over.
Yeah.
So you should get back the deposit because you paid for the figure in full.
Yeah. I agree.
And I was like, does that make sense? Because I don't think Manny ever said anything back to me, but I was like, that agreement has now been completed. So
Yeah.
that's just my opinion.
And I know even Manny was saying he might return his, and I think he has it set up already. I think he's just getting ready for that final decision to return it. But
Yeah.
when I called them, since I had a coupon, I used some rewards, and after the NRD, it was like a really low amount. I was like, I am not about to take an L like that. And so, Dean, you were saying you might want to try to buy it.
If I could sell my other Iron Man, yes.
Yeah. I mean, worst case, there's been like 2 or 3 people on Ox that have been like, yo, if you're going to sell it.
Well, then they should have on my tire.
Yeah, so, but we'll see. But I feel like it's just, I was really looking forward to the accessory set, not specifically the whole thing, but certain accessories to part them out. And that just did not look good. Seeing how tall it is, it just towers over Vader. And I don't think that that's probably accurate. It's a beautiful figure, don't get me wrong, but compared to the other Iron Man that I have, the fact it's just so much taller, and the fact that to get a Tony Stark custom that will look good next to it, we have to make it's stupid tall, taller than Vader. It just really ate away at me. Not only that, but the podcast is growing, and I really, really, really want to upgrade us to XLR mics by Christmas.
Wow.
Which would be us each having our own microphone. That is an expense. I think just the recorder itself is $400. And I was just thinking man, I could buy some figure arts with this, put some money towards the upgrades, get some swag that we really need. I just think it's going to be one of those things that I'm not going to hold on to for very much longer. It's a really well done piece. Don't get me wrong. It's just I'm getting the figure arts, and I feel like when I got this Uzaru, the feeling when I want to open that is how I should have felt from opening the Iron Man.
Oh.
And instead, my first reaction is okay, let me go over this figure with the microscope and make sure there's no scratches and dings and no paint rubs. And then once I got that, okay, shit, it's way too tall. And I didn't have the best reaction.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I've owned so many Iron Man, I'm familiar with about how big they should be. If this is your first Iron Man, you're gonna be blown away. but for me, this is like my 10th maybe. And I don't think this figure is any better than the 6. I think it might be figure to figure better than the 46, but the 6 was like, to me, it was a perfect figure. And this one was really good with some issues.
Yeah.
You were saying that you have it on pre-orders, Seth?
Yeah.
50?
Yeah, it's currently sitting in my pile. I haven't shipped it yet.
Yeah.
Just because I'm waiting on other stuff to get in, so I can ship it all at once.
Get the benefit of the $4.
Mhm. So, and why does it feel like this figure is a figure that like broke the camel's back for a lot of people? Like a lot of people are selling it or getting rid of it. They don't want it anymore. Like this,
I will say there's a lot of people that I think bought it for the value, like the investment. But I think once Hot Toys announced that they were going to be remaking it, I think it kind of killed that for a lot of people. I know a lot of people that canceled their accessory sets because it was so bad, and that really put them off of this figure because by itself, I mean, it's a figure with 2 guns and the wings. And in the movie, he had like so much more than just that.
yeah.
I think $400, they should have given us at minimum the blade that Thanos used to stab him. Like at minimum and the damage display.
Spoiler alert.
I don't know. I just feel very mad.
Speak
about
your
it.
mind, man. What's the safe space?
I'm selling. Well, okay. When I talk about Gandalf, it's a no go.
Well, yeah, because you're being a douche about it.
Oh, they deserve it. The third party Tony, I have a pending sale to Quinn from Auxiliary, so thank you, Quinn.
It's a cool figure.
Yeah, and there's some other stuff I'm going to be selling. I have I did talk to Rainer, by the way. The Royal Guard, going to be selling that. I sold the Emperor, obviously, so I don't need a guard.
Yeah.
And I really feel like there's this podcast I've been listening to. It's called the Mono Photo Show. Really good podcast. I don't know anything about photography. I don't know about half the things they're talking about, but the guys, they have this setup, the one I sent you, Dean. It's just a really nice XLR setup, and they just sound really good. They have a good rat and tat, and I really want to get to that level of podcasting where we each have our own mics. It's just a little bit more professional.
Yeah. So you're selling Mark 50. It's been open to inspect only.
Right now, it's been lightly displayed.
Didn't Manny call this one though? Didn't he call that you were going to sell it?
Actually, I will say he was roasting me for this, but I think he made the decision to return it first. So technically, if anything, we're tied.
Yeah, I might take my 43 and 45 to Buddies, put them on consignment.
Really?
Because I'd rather have one really great suit than 2 kind of not mediocre, but they're not like iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The 50 went toe to toe with Thanos. I wouldn't mind an 85, but I really haven't seen too many like impressive shots of it.
They just showed it at that convention, the one with the Killmonger. It was pretty good, but you know.
Does it come with the glove?
They haven't said if it did. That's what
I'm kind of waiting on that because that's kind of like a deal breaker. Like that's the whole fucking point.
Yeah. And I will say, you know, in addition to this, I was talking to my wife, and I got the Bizarre. I've been kind of going on a tear lately with buying stuff. And I really want to try, I say this with the most sincerity, I really want to try to take like a month off of actively buying. There's some pre-orders that I have that are going to drop. And, you know, I obviously really want to get that Kid Goku from SDCC, whatever it takes. But I'm going to take about a month. I'm going to try. So I'm going to try to be really good. So I need you guys to keep on me. I'm trying to be really good. And if I can do it, then I'm going to reward myself with that premium colored fronts after a month. So
if it's only $35, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, well, you can buy me one too. But yeah, I really want to be better. Like we're starting our new lease next month, so our rent is going up, and you know, there's just like a rebudgeting that goes along with that.
Yeah.
I just been on a tear with figure arts. Like my wife is like, "How many of this we've done?"
Yeah,
like, yeah. So it's like
literally none to almost all of them.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I gotta pump the brakes.
Yeah, because you sell Gogeta.
I got Gogeta on pre-order, Go and Vegeta from Broly movie, and then I want to get Kid Goku. And then after that, I want to get Fat Boo and then premium colored trunks. I think at that point, the collection is pretty much like just a matter of reorganizing.
Yeah.
Maybe the demoniacal Kaioken Goku, but
yeah, I'm looking for a second Saiyan Saga Vegeta.
Give me that mod.
Yeah, because that's my favorite Vegeta when he first gets dynamic.
Yeah. We can do it. I feel like if we sand it with that really nice sandpaper that I gave you, we could Dremel it off and just sand it smooth and polish it. I think it's gonna look. Yeah, I think it's gonna look real good once we do that.
Yeah.
Bring it over. We'll try it.
Yeah.
And we'll panel line and everything.
Yeah. Oh, also shout out if you're looking for an Ironman Mark 43 or 45, hit me up. Selling those, so.
$500 each friends and family.
No, not that high.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I mean, I've been on a tear, and I think it's time for me to settle down for a month, get the stuff in order. And plus, I have the Rex coming next month, so I got my last payment on that, and that's going to be an expense. So the hashtag Fund the Rex challenge is pretty much over. So if you want to help me finish up the Rex, buy my Royal Guard somebody, and we will call it a day.
Yeah.
The grinds my gears for this week. I think this is so annoying. In-game is re-releasing pretty much just to try to beat Avatar. I will say there's been some great memes already. There was the Thanos that's like, Avatar hasn't fought me, and it's like, yeah, it did. It's like, well, it's never fought me twice.
Yeah.
So that's funny, but it's just weird. Like, they're giving us, I think from the reports I'm seeing, it's either going to be a Stan Lee tribute, which is very annoying. Like, that he's only good enough to be tributed in the re-release in theaters. They say there's an unfinished deleted scene, which is like, okay, for the re-release, y'all couldn't have finished the scene to make everyone see it again. And I heard that there's going to be an introduction and then also like some Far From Home stuff. So I think in total it's about 6 minutes of extra footage that you'll see in the theater.
That's not a whole lot.
But you're gonna have to sit through fucking an hour of previews and then
3 hours.
3 hours and now 8 minutes of movie. It's just like, I think it's so stupid. Like, if it had already beaten Avatar, this would not be a thing. You know, like this is literally only just happening just so they could say it's the biggest movie of all time. And frankly, I hope that they don't even get it after this stupid ass stuff.
Well, how much are they short? Like 200,000?
That's like 800 million or like 80 million or something like that. It's like a pretty decent number.
No, I don't think it's that high.
It's not 80,000. It is not that.
I didn't say 80,000. That's 200,000.
That's really close.
That's not that much either, though. 200,000?
I could have sworn it was a lot closer than.
My
It's
friend,
not 80 million.
my friend really wants to go see it for her first time, but she wants us to go, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to go sit through that. The whole first act puts me to sleep. It's so boring. The second and third acts are hella dope, but the whole first act where they're like formulating the plan.
Well, just show Blade.
Yeah, but she's gonna go with us. So it's
Oh,
like go
yeah.
to dinner, then go to the movie. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you can't do that. While Seth is pulling that up, let's talk real quick about our new show, Small Talk. This is going to be a really cool show. I brought it up earlier, and both of y'all were like super unhyped. So
I was actually catching on the chat.
let's talk about Small Talk.
When
So
you were talking about the Spider-Man figure, I was like, what are they talking about?
let me save it real quick. Okay, 3, 2. Now, Small Talk is, again, it's a new show that we're doing, and Damien is the host of that show along with Dylan. They both are into some really cool things. Damien's a great customizer, really good figure photographer. He's into some other smaller scales.
Lego, Black Series.
Yeah, Dylan likes his Mezco. He's also into Legends and a few other things. And we just, being an auxiliary and being a facilitator of this communication, we see so many cool things. The guy Durga that posts the Figurize model kits. We got this new gentleman that's been posting all these Bandai Gunpla stuff. There's just so many cool things, and it's like you and I, we can't know everything about everything. And so I want Small Talk to be a show that Ox members can come on. They can share their knowledge about what they collect, you know, pretty much whatever.
Yeah. It'll
Big
be
scale, Lego. Like Small Talk is because it's mostly smaller figures, but anything that they want to talk about. And it's going to be, I think at first it might be a bi-weekly show until the guys get in the rhythm, and then they'll be weekly. Normally it'll be going live Thursdays, then uploading Friday, though this week is my anniversary, so we're going live Friday, uploading Saturday. So it's going to be a cool show. I know Damien is really excited about it. Made a really super sweet ass logo that was like really cool with him and Dylan and Vader.
Yeah,
and
that
Batman
logo
suits.
looks really good.
What is the
So
feature?
apparently, according to this, it's $29 million shy,
Oh, 200 million.
which is not a whole
He
lot.
said 80.
Okay, 80 million is like, I said it could be some amount of millions. Okay, so 1,000. If it was 1,000, that's like not that much. So
You're not that much.
Wow.
The whole party.
Seth, you had some drama with TeePublic.
Yeah, so I ordered like
Don't say that. No one's gonna want to buy shirts.
like 6 shirts from TeePublic.
Actually, you know what? He had awesome customer service through TeePublic. Yay!
And I have to say, the customer service was good to an extent.
Oh.
Well, let me preface this with this. When we first got on TeePublic, I ordered 3 shirts as a samples.
Yeah. No one.
Got the shirts, they were garbage. We took down the TeePublic store for like 2 weeks. Called them, they said that they were super sorry, sent us replacements that were gorgeous, fantastic shirts. Now, we've since learned that if you choose the Heather option, it's a more premium material shirt. Recommend everyone to do that. And I've ordered like 4 shirts, have had 0 issues. We've had, I think at this point, we've probably had like 70 or 80 shirts sold.
Yeah, I bought this.
Well, that's not our shirt.
I know, but TeePublic.
And of those, I think I've only had 1 person complain, and I've told them like, just message them. I mean, these guys make millions of shirts. It's TeePublic.
Yeah.
So I told them to message them, and they fixed it. This is a fantastic shirt. Now, the thing that bothered me is when Seth had his issue, they said that the issue wasn't their machines, that it was Manny's design. And Manny is an excellent graphic designer. There was no fault with his design.
No, Manny is like the graphic design god. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to get like a
If you
poor
need,
image on it.
if you need graphics made, and I say this being totally serious, Manny does commissions for, like, if you have a podcast, if you have a business or whatever, hit him up. His Instagram is what's it? Pics by Manny.
Well, it's DJ Manny SA.
Oh, DJ Manny SA.
Pics by Manny.
Rate the flicks. Rate the plate. Okay, hit him up on any of those Instagrams, but it's DJ Manny SA. Wonderful guy. He can make all the graphics. But anyway, so I was like, I feel like the issue isn't the graphic. It's definitely not the graphic. Like, maybe if it is, because I've uploaded graphics before that I made, and it'll tell you right away if your graphic won't work with their machines. Like I tried to do a thing, I didn't tell you about it, but like each of our faces is like a graphic, and they're like, it's, the human face is very complex for a printing machine like that.
So you guys are too handsome. This won't work.
And so I was like, there's no way it's that, but let's hear what they said.
I think the whole issue was, so, I ordered these 6 shirts because I was super excited to get the Pride Edit shirt for my sister-in-law. And I asked her, would you wear this? She's like, yeah, totally down to wear it in Dallas. So, we're going to get repped in Dallas, which is awesome. So I ordered the shirt for her. I ordered my wife a couple tank tops because she likes to wear them to the gym. And then I ordered like a shirt for me. All of them, the printing came out bad. Every single shirt, the printing came out bad.
All 6.
Yeah. And so I emailed them and I was like, hey, this is what happened. And the first guy right away was like, oh yeah, we're going to replace the shirts. I only sent him a picture of like 2 shirts saying all of the shirts were messed up.
Yeah.
But he took it as these 2 shirts are messed up. So he immediately put in to replace them and express shipped them. So instead of taking
8 fucking weeks.
It
does take a long time. It took 6 days to get to me instead of 2 weeks. So I was super happy about that. And then I was like, hey, we forgot the other shirts in the order. All of them are messed up. The next person was like, oh, it's not our machine, it's the low quality image, so we'll replace them with any other shirt in the store.
Don't you ever come at Manny, the fucking beautiful angel that God put on this green earth. Don't you ever.
Not only that, but they're HD images.
Yeah, they're like, if you blew these images up like on a computer, like on Illustrator, they're like 40 inches by 40 inches. They're massive. And the ones that you got were excellent. The remakes.
Yeah, so the remakes I got in today.
Remix.
I look at them and they are perfect. There's
it literally looks like the computer's on your shirt.
And it's, I get there's it's not going to be 100% like the computer art, but it is really damn close.
Yeah.
So I just emailed them again and I was like, hey, these are the reprints that you just gave me. So how are you saying that you can't print these shirts?
Yeah.
Obviously you can. So we'll see how they respond. Hopefully they'll just replace the rest of my order.
Yeah,
But
because those are expensive shirts too. They're not super expensive, but they're not cheap.
Yeah, I thought you were saying that the image was difficult and they couldn't print it, but you're saying that they're like,
No, they said
that's a
that
low quality.
they're saying it's low quality, but then they send him a perfect shirt. And then if you compare, it's sort of like when I first got mine, I compared the first versus the second, like
Yeah.
night and day. It's the same thing. It's not their printer. It's just like some asshole like didn't quality check it, and I think they were saying like the shirt was not positioned right in the die, like on the thing, and that's what happens. But
That's 100% your fault though.
yeah, they should just remake it. They shouldn't even send it out. It's
Right.
like, bro, it took like 8 weeks to get here. Like,
I put the shirt on there crooked. Hopefully they don't notice.
yeah, right.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? Just
yeah, because
redo it.
even if you look at the shirts that I just got, like they're all clean, they're all crispy, if you will. And
I need to order that certified crispy shirt. It looks so good.
and the ones that I had gotten before, like the colors are bleeding into each other. It's all fuzzy. It looks bad.
Yeah. So we'll update you guys there. I think the issues were with the retro logo and the Pride logo. I think all the other designs are printing pretty well. The Seth Industries, is that print pretty well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one, there was a little messed up, but you can, it'll pass.
Yeah.
It's not like a complex design, so if it's a little fuzzy on the corners, it's not going to bother me.
Going back to small talk, if you guys want to come on, let me know or let Damien know on Facebook Messenger. We'd love to have everyone on, one guest per week. We can kind of start there, and I really want this to be a good show. It's going to upload on our main feed, so if you're listening to us here, wherever you're listening to your podcasts, it'll be there as part of this main
I
feed.
can't wait for
And
that.
it'll be streamed on our YouTube as well. So if you're listening to us now, it'll also be here. They are affiliated with us, and it's Collecting Weekly presents Small Talk. So Damien,
Yeah, we're kind of like overseeing it. They're not really in charge. No.
Damien has been busting his ass.
Dude, he has.
I've been incredibly impressed.
Yeah, me too. I was like, dude, I'm really glad he's taking it very seriously.
Yeah, he was saying he wants to make merch and stuff, and he has all the tools to make merch. So it's like, by all means. So we're gonna kind of give them a boost, and hopefully they will shine as the stars that they
Dude,
really
who
are.
knows? Maybe one day we'll be asking them for a shout out. They get like way more popular. Just
Right.
like, fuck it.
I've been telling Damien because he's like, man, this is a lot of work, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, the one thing I was listening to the Mo and O show today, and they were saying I've been binging this show. It's fantastic. Highly recommend you guys watch it.
Well, what's it
It's called
called?
the Mo and O show. It's about like
Photography.
it's kind of like a Collecting Weekly podcast about photography, where it's like they have the main point of photography, but like last episode they're talking about LED TVs that they were buying or the Super Bowl. They just kind of talk about whatever. That's fantastic.
Okay.
And he actually Omar Gonzalez collects Hot Toys and Sideshow.
Oh, nice.
He doesn't like have a huge collection, but they're in his office.
Well,
So anyway, so they were talking like anyone can make a podcast. It's not that hard. But more often than not, like for every like 100 podcasts, there might be like 10 that make it past like the first so many episodes, like 10 that actually become a thing,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we're a thing. I mean, we are stars,
It's
but
barely, like,
but
been a year.
you know what I mean? Like it's been a year. Like we're right about where we should be. Columbia, we've gone viral in Columbia. We've checked that box.
Oh, it's Columbia.
And so, but I'm just saying, like, they just had a good point. Like, now we're at that point where it's like, hey, we got to take this seriously. We got to come here. We got to prep the show. We got to give a good show. People are expecting it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I should say, you guys are really killing it lately. I mean, we're showing up, recording. We're doing some cross-promoting with some other shows.
Yeah.
I'm just really happy with where we're at. I just want to take that moment to say thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys, the listeners.
He has
Many
such
as
high
well.
expectations for us. All we have to do is show up
Yeah,
and record.
yeah.
We don't have to do great. Just show up and record.
Oh, yeah. Like less than 4 sex jokes per podcast.
Yeah. Anyway, penis. Anyway. No, I wanted to say thanks to the people listening because I listen to my voice and I can't stand it. So thank you
Right
guys.
there with you.
Like,
I don't know why anybody would want to listen to me, but
I'm just
people have fun listening to the show. I love the show when I'm not on the show. I love the show. When I'm on the show, I honestly don't listen. I'm sorry. So
Wow.
hope when
No
this
wonder our
is
play views have gone. Seth, don't show up next week.
Right, I need that one view. Yeah.
So Small Talk is going to be a really good thing. They have an Instagram. It's what is it?
Small Talk by CW.
Small Talk by CW. Okay, sorry, it's so new. We just made it.
Jeez.
No, okay, because they were like they couldn't link it to the page, so I made a second oh, let me try it, and it didn't work, and so I have 2 handles in my head. So anyway,
Yeah.
so that's going to be really cool. We're also doing a live show July 14th at Buddy's Toys and Collectibles. That is going to be really cool.
It's like the whole day off, so if you want an autograph, come on down.
Actually, Fern, Big Fern, he wants me to sign the sticker to send it.
Oh, cool.
That's really cool. So that's
Why
that's
does anybody want my autograph? I
well,
mean,
the king, the return of the king.
Yeah.
the king of 1/6.
Pretty much.
Join us on our private Facebook group. It is Collecting Weekly Auxiliary.
Yeah, you can
Wonderful
something
place.
cool eventually.
I think maybe the next figure we give away, let's say 500, we'll try to give something cool away.
500 is a good number.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, we can't.
Not too far away, but
Well, hopefully it takes a while to get there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just want to say I'm excited to get on
Small Talk.
Small Talk.
You gonna come on Friday?
Yeah,
For the first
because
episode?
yeah.
Me, you, and
isn't PJ going?
yeah, me, you, PJ.
Yeah, because I collect.
You
ton
actually
of
primarily collect a lot of 3 3/4 Star Wars.
stuff. Yeah, that's probably the bulk of my collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually collect a lot of stuff that I don't talk about on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually stick to like one stick and like imports.
Seth collects a lot of Transformers and other lines as well.
Dude, I'm gonna talk to you about Transformers.
We have our awkward plug, our TeePublic store. We are on YouTube Collecting Weekly. Twitter is Collecting WKLY. We just hit Stitcher, so we're now available on pretty much wherever you hear your podcast. Stitcher was a big one. There was one of Damien's friends, I think his name was Seth, told us to get on Stitcher, and that's been very good for us. We've only been on there for like 4 days, but we've got a ton of listens from Stitcher. Shout out Time 6 Scale Scavengers, Brian and Chris, wonderful guys.
Yeah, Brian was in the chat.
Brian, oh really? So check out Brian's last podcast on 6 Scale Scavengers. Insane story.
Well, check them all out.
Well, check them all out, but specifically this last one really got me. He was talking about how he got a Mark 46 for retail like 2 weeks ago. It's insane.
Son of a bitch.
As
In a good
it
way.
would be. Shout out to Seth. Your Instagram is TexasAce_toys.
Yes.
Give that a follow if you like the Hot Toys giveaway.
Please do.
That is extremely generous. Have you gotten a bunch of follows?
I've gotten like 10 new followers.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's not bad.
Honestly, so I
You got a lot
got the
of followers
followers
now.
before I saw your post. And I
Yeah.
was like, I haven't posted anything in like 2 weeks, so why is everybody following me all of a sudden? So that was awesome. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. And we had some people buy shirts last week, so thank you guys for that. Let me know who you are. We'll give you a shout out by name on the next.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick shout out.
Okay.
It's just a toy reviewer I found on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Fucking hilarious. Like,
Who is it? Is it Jobby the Hon?
yes.
How have you not? I told you about Jobby like 2 weeks ago.
Did
You're
you
like,
really?
Yes.
He just popped up randomly.
Dude, he is hilarious.
So for the
Okay.
editing, go.
Look at his, go to Jobby the Hog Triple Kiss reviews and just watch all his favorite figures. Dude, his reviews, I honestly, no lie, like 24 hours of my day, like, you know, sleeping is like 8 hours, work is like 8 hours, you know, prepping the podcast is like 2 hours. Like legit every day, I rewatch like an hour of Jobby the Hog videos. I can't believe you just found him. That is.
I
literally
watched 10
blew my mind.
reviews in a row this morning.
Uh-huh.
I like laid down to go to bed at like 6 a.m. and just stayed up. I didn't go to bed until like noon.
It's funny though, because as you watch his channel, there's drama that develops. Like all his followers go to other YouTube channels to put like swivel here on all their reviews. So that's like his little meme. Speaking of meme, we have a meme now.
Dude, we do it on
We have an
now.
official meme.
Yeah, but anyway, shout out Jobby the Hog, hilarious.
Let's tell them about the meme. But
Well, no, I just want to
Okay,
finish
okay,
it.
finish your shout out.
If you want to follow it, if you love, like,
hilarity.
he does a lot of callbacks to, like, Red Letter Media.
Yeah.
With shit, what's his name? The guy who does the Star Wars reviews, Plinkett.
Mhm.
Where he's like,
Yeah.
I haven't been this disappointed since my son. Like,
Oh,
stuff like
okay.
that. Like, it's so funny. But yeah, check him out. But back to our meme. We started our own
Oh.
meme. In our own community. I'm so happy.
Tell us about the meme.
I will tell you about the meme. I forgot it.
Did you really?
I forgot the context of what happened.
Okay,
Oh,
so-
we were talking about PJ's Batmans.
Yes.
He had like lined up all these Batman figures. Amazing shot.
Yeah.
So cool. And
Someone just
Damien said, "Oh, that one looks like Jesse, like 'cause it's so ripped." And then VJ commented, "Jesse."
hilarious.
Hilarious. I was like,
So
wow.
we need to get some licensing rights. We're gonna make it just a T-shirt with a bit of a six-pack and a buff look. So you
Yeah.
can be your very own Jesse.
Jesse.
It'll say Jesse on the front. We need to do like a Superman logo to say Jesse.
Yeah.
So Manny, if you can help us out with that.
I don't think he's going to. He said no more.
Yeah. Do you have any shout-outs?
Let me think. You know what? Shout out to the one TeePublic guy that replaced my first 2 shirts. Thank you for that. That was awesome.
What a bunch of bastards. Now that I was thinking about it, I'm pissed me off.
Anyways, guys, I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm set.
Catch you guys in the next episode.
Me.
Sorry, I'm like prairie dogging right now. I'm like,
It's on the live
I don't care. These people know more about me than anybody else. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us for our giveaway. Like I said, we'll be doing another one at 500 members. It'll be a really cool figure. So
It'll be super
Peace out,
cool.
guys.
It'll be like a 3 3/4 inch figure. 500.
went down in quality from there. It can only go down.